Man, what's going on, ReacTV? We coming up with something new for you guys.
Gang.
Really, nigga?
The 10 detective riddles only the most attentive 1% can solve. I'm like I'm like that 1%.
Right. Nigga, I be on everything, nigga. I don't miss nothing.
There's something new you guys probably have not seen before, so
yeah, we
let's
always
jump into it.
Heat on y'all. Come on.
10 detective riddles only the most attentive 1% can solve.
Let's get it. Let's solve
It
this
has been
bitch.
scientifically proven that you must solve 10 detective riddles every day to develop and exercise your brain.
Damn.
You don't believe
That's
it?
a lot,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I might have to try that.
We've made this fact up.
Drop me some
But you
riddles.
can't deny that entertaining your mind solving cases along with Sherlock Holmes and other famous detectives is anything but boring. So, if you are ready to check how attentive you are, this video is what you need.
Alright,
Watch a
alright,
riddle,
check.
have 15 seconds to try to crack it, and move to the next one. Remember to give us a like for letting you feel like a real professional in solving crimes.
I'm the riddle
What?
man.
Number 10. A detective and the blacksmith brothers. On a snowy winter night, the detective was resting in front of the fireplace. Suddenly, somebody threw a snowball at his window. The hit was so strong that the glass shattered. The detective stood up and had just enough time to notice 3 kids who lived in the neighborhood running away. They were brothers with the names Sam Blacksmith, Peter Blacksmith, and Mark Blacksmith. The next day, a paper note was left on the detective's door. There it was written, "?Blacksmith." He threw the snowball. The detective knew immediately which brother to question. Okay, now you have 15 seconds.
I forgot their name. Bro, I forgot their name. Was it like Will Blacksmith?
No, it's Sam, Peter, or Mark.
Oh, I'm going with Peter.
Fuck it. Sam.
Let's go with Peter. Throw that motherfucking snowball.
Sam.
The symbol, is called the question mark. So here we go.
Wow.
A snowball.
That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. This shit's going on.
That shit hard.
The woman was staying in her hotel room when somebody knocked at the door. When she opened it, she saw an unknown man. He looked surprised and said, "I apologize. I thought it was my room." He turned away and went in the direction of the elevators. The woman, however, returned to the room and dialed security. Why was she so suspicious? Have you already figured it out? Time is ticking.
What?
Because he
is a shadow.
Because he was in his room.
Oh shit, they did say that. I wasn't paying attention. Fucking words was going too fast.
The woman logically decided that if the man had thought that the room was his, he wouldn't have knocked. Such behavior is typical for those criminals who break into hotel rooms and steal whatever they can. They knock on the door to make sure there's nobody inside.
Right.
Number 8. Suicide or
Well, I
murder.
said fucking shadow. That was some real shit.
A man is thrown out of a window of an abandoned building and commits suicide. The detective goes inside the building to the first floor, to the room at the front. He lights a cigarette, goes up to the window which faces the dead man, opens it, and throws the cigarette out. Then he goes to the second floor and does the same. He continues until he has visited all the floors and repeated the action again and again. Then he returns to his team and says that it was by no means a suicide, but a murder. How did he find it out? It took the detective much longer than 15 seconds to understand the truth. What about you? Are you smarter?
Because
This bitch hard.
he would have landed different from how he
He would land on his stomach.
yeah, somebody threw him out. He would have landed different out the window.
Cause he on his back, so if he
When a
fell.
person commits suicide jumping from a high floor, they don't tend to close the window behind them. But in this case, none of the windows which faced the dead man were left open.
They
means
never
that there was
said
somebody
that.
who closed them after the man died.
Anybody ever said that shit?
Right.
Number 7.
I thought the
Ice.
motherfucking building had windows.
Hey, I'm gonna do it on that window.
They both ordered iced tea. One of them was very thirsty and drank very fast. She had 5 glasses during the time, the other drank only 1. Tragically, the girl who was nursing her drink and drinking slowly died. The other stayed alive. But it turned out that all the drinks they had been served contained poison. How is it possible that the girl who drank more survived? Strange case. Are you ready with the answer?
Because it gave her enough time for it to wash out her system. Because she had to go to the bathroom.
She went to the bathroom? Which one? The one that had 5?
Yeah.
The one who had 5 just... I don't fucking know. I know she had like 5 of them bitches, so...
The poison was contained in the ice. The ice in the tea of the girl who drank fast didn't have time to melt. But the ice cubes in the other girl's drink melted, releasing the poison.
I was about to say that too.
Damn, for real.
I was about to say some shit like that. Hey, we like 0 for 6. We 0 for 5 right now.
In his car. The policemen were puzzled, as there was no gunpowder on his clothes or anywhere else in the car. This meant that the person who shot him was outside, but all the windows were closed.
I bet the police shot him.
Locked, and the only bullet hole was on the man's body. How was it possible? Perhaps some mystic powers? Here's your 15 seconds.
They shot him and then put him back in the car.
He shot himself.
But it wasn't no gunpowder in the car, so whoever did it had to do it from the outside.
Was it convertible?
They couldn't do it from the outside. I mean, yeah, I don't know, but was it done? I think it was done.
The answer is actually quite simple. The car where the man had been killed was a convertible.
Yeah, it was
when
convertible.
The fatal shot sounded, the roof was down.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 5.
I'm counting it as a win.
A woman was having breakfast at a nice restaurant. At one moment, she noticed a fly in her coffee. She was indignant and made the waiter bring her another cup of the drink. After he returned with a new cup of coffee, she shouted, "What is the service in this place? You have brought me the same cup of coffee." How did she understand it? Perhaps the woman was a psychic? What do you think?
She found the same cook.
Because it's the same amount.
And her lipstick was the one cook.
Probably so. Fingerprints and everything.
She had already put sugar in her previous cup of coffee. When she tried the new one, it was sweet.
But they even said shit.
Number 4.
Right.
In court for killing the wife.
A
man is accused of killing his wife. His lawyer, in his final statement, declares that the wife of the man, in fact, hasn't been killed, and will enter the courtroom in a minute. Everybody in the room, including the judge and the jury, turns and looks at the door, and the lawyer with the defendant looks at them. Several minutes pass, and the lawyer says, "It proves that you are not so sure that my client has killed his wife. Otherwise, you wouldn't believe me." Almost immediately after that, the jury comes up with a guilty verdict. Why does it happen? 15 seconds to find the answer.
I bet it's a dumbass answer.
Yeah,
because somebody came through the door.
They seen him admit he wanted to do it, and he did it.
I'm gonna say the door opened. It was the woman was still alive.
Yeah, they had a witness.
The man who had been accused wasn't looking at the door. He was sure his wife wouldn't enter, as he had killed her.
Damn, he sure ain't looking at the fucking door.
Case of a smuggler. A man carrying 2 bags with sand crosses the Mexican border on a bicycle every day. Customs officers regularly check the bags, and all the time, they contain sand. It is obvious that the man smuggles something, but the officers can't realize what it is exactly. As they don't have any proof, the man crosses the border without interruptions. What does he smuggle? Your time has started.
Crack.
Cocaine. Weed. Hats.
Rice.
I don't
Rocks.
know.
Gold.
Say, what the fuck?
Metal. Silver.
This creative individual distracts the custom officer's attention with the bags of sand. But in fact, he smuggles bicycles.
Wow.
Suicide message. A body
This
of a
nigga
man
is riding a bicycle across the fucking border.
What the hell? So I'm like, what is this? How is he riding a bike over the border?
Nearby. When they pressed the play button, what they heard was, "I can't live like this anymore." Then the sound of a gunshot was heard. However, the detective immediately figured out that it was a murder. How did he realize that it wasn't a suicide? Surely, you already know the answer. If not, you still have some time.
Wrong. He right-handed, and he recorded that in his left hand.
Yeah, and he showed how he shoot himself in the head like that. And get laid like that. He got shot in the side of his head, how he face down like
The
that.
man had killed himself. He by no means would have been able to rewind the tape. Conclusion:
Right.
There was someone else.
Exactly.
Number 1.
I got that picture up. I ain't hear them saying nothing about rewind.
Right.
He later threw away into an abyss where nobody was going to find it. His wife's body he took out of the car. He was very careful and left no fingerprints. After that, he headed home. In a couple of hours, he got a call from the police. They informed him that his wife had been killed, and he had to arrive at the crime scene right
the
away.
answer.
As soon as he got there,
He dropped the
however,
knife.
He was suspected for the murder. How did the police realize it had been him who was guilty?
He dropped the fucking
15
knife.
seconds for
On the
you.
picture,
Take
there
your
goes the
time.
knife. So I'm gonna say he dropped the knife.
I'm gonna say he left his phone in the car.
Let me get a win. Let me get a win.
I look-key wasn't paying attention.
The husband wasn't informed of the definite location of the crime scene. Despite that, he came to the right place. We hope you had a good time while solving this problem. Which one was the hardest nut to crack?
All
Tell us
10
in the
of them
comments.
boys. How many
Share
was it,
this video
10?
with your friends.
All them
and
boys
compare the
was
results
hard.
afterwards.
Well, these bitches
Remember,
hard as
hit the
hell.
like button. If this video gathers 50,000 likes, we will prepare more mind-boggling riddles for you.
Don't even do that.
Hey
Stay
man,
tuned.
this is the end of the video.
Join us on the
If you
Bright.
guys like this video, make sure you guys subscribe.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give us like green.
Hey. And make sure y'all comment. Let us know how y'all felt about it. Let us know what y'all want to do in our next video, you know. Gang.